the sophomore pitcher from Brazos Wood High School, starting tonight for the Baylor Bears. Waits on the first delivery. That's in there for strike one.
It really affects your offense.
Off the glove of the second baseman, Faith Piper, and into center field, sliding in at second. Just threatening right out of the gates as Leanne Good steps in a thrilling finale in Oklahoma City. This one laced to center, going back on it and making the play is Brooklyn Carter, and there's one away.
Even with the depth of that ball in center field base.
There is some wind today as well that is blowing in towards center field. That may have helped Peyton Tanner's cause. The 3-0. Taking all the way was coming into tonight, hitting .405 on the year of the season a night ago. This one softly, a chance to perhaps turn two. They will get the one out at second base.
Well, how slow that ball was hit, too. It was a grounder up the middle. It didn't have a...
unscathed. A 1777 OPS, and that number is going to go up as she gets plunked right there.
Wears it on that inside arm.
Caught. A ball and two strikes here against Hannah Wells. Texas threatening here in the top of the first, but Tanner a strike away. Two. Lifted sky high over the catcher. Flores makes the catch. The senior hitting .384 on the year and a terror on the base paths.
A lot of times it comes from a mistake.
Fans at that one though for strike three. Tough pitch from Kavan.
Kind of season-ending injury last year that kind of knocks her out. Still leads from the bench, just out and give it all on the field, and she's really left it out on the field.
And count now here from Kavan. Baylor in second place in the Big 12 standings at 5 inning and up against the overhang up the third base side. So everybody ducking for cover. The payoff pitch laced into left center. That'll get to the wall. Tovin rounding for second and will slide in safe with a one-out double.
For that pitch, that screwball in the outside corner just kind of left it high enough where Tovin...
She has done her job to set the table. And now Dawson, who's hitting .380 on the year. Looped over third and a can of corn.
Kind of wonder with the lineup they have in there.
Soon. Cran over the bag. Yes, that's a fair ball, and it will be runners on the corners.
Cran doing a great job of fouling off all pitches offered by
right in front of the plate. Tough play for the catcher. Handled neatly by Reese Atwood. That one's laced into left. It'll get down in front of Carrington Dawson. And it's a leadoff single for Viviana Wells. So J.C. Nichols steps in now with a runner aboard and nobody out. Done it admirably so far. And draws a 4-pitch walk here, and just like that. As they attempt at least to get the lead runner, the decision is to not make that choice, and they don't make the out at first either.
Is there in time. Looks like maybe transferring out of the glove. Just Texas is a team of making adjustments too. So now second time through the lineup. Hit
hard to right over the head of Gianna Gussman, and that may empty the bases. Two are home to score. Up the middle again. They'll hold the runner at third again. It looks like we may see a pitching change here for the Baylor Bears.
Year of really settling in and becoming that number one, number two pitcher for Baylor.
Running on the first pitch, Texas tries to double steal, and they're going to pay it off.
Did not work in Baylor's favor.
Nobody out in the inning, and now 4-0 in favor of the Longhorns, who played at 7. Last night, Krager 3 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs allowed.
Additional pitcher for Baylor today too.
That was hit sharply down the line, but payoff pitch here to Altmaier. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Krager comes on and gets the K. Part of how Texas loaded the bases in that first inning before a flyout was induced by Peyton Tanner to end the but they have played basically every year. The COVID year, the one.
I'm pretty sure she struck out maybe 17 of us.
Mercy.
Yes, it was a difficult task anytime we played them. It felt good. I mean, I'm sure we ended up losing that game anyways. Senior year, we were able to actually knock Texas out of the Big 12 tournament. Pitcher in and of herself, and
Stewart lifts this one, loops it into right. They'll send the runner coming home to score and adding to the lead in the frame. Atwood now on second, Stewart on first. Batter of the inning for the Longhorns, and that one's ripped down the line and left. That will put runners in motion. Coming home to score is Atwood. Rounding third and heading for home. The throw is too high.
Kagan Marshall, a good 8 feet behind the bag, standing right where that ball was hit.
The 2-1 to Martinez, lifted, and underneath it for out number 2 is Amber Tobin.
24, Jason.
Team's off to very strong conference starts, but a 2-game step out of conference play this weekend. Maloney to the left side, that's going to get through. 1 run home to score. They're going to send the runner from second, and she'll score. 9-0 Texas.
This offer from Krager and just puts it right through the 5-6 hole. Great piece of hitting as a slapper.
Tobin dove for it, but not quite able to get. The 1-0 from Krager, lifted to center, going back on it is Carter to the track and makes the catch. Is outside for ball 1.
We talked to Coach Moore earlier this week. We talked about difference on this.
Strike 3 called. Then down goes Piper to start the second. Has proven herself to be valuable for this team all around the diamond through her career. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and it's back-to-back strikeouts.
Baylor doing a great job of seeing a lot of pitches and wearing her down a little bit, and it's really neat to see how the two correlate. And putting that pressure on you and talking bad about yourself can really harm that.
Lifts this one sky high and coming forward is the center fielder. Bittner is at third. Tobin still at shortstop.
So you play the best to get better, and okay, you're down 9 runs, you can't do any worse, so let's give a new look out there, and now you've got team in the nation, and hopefully an at-bat against a great team, Kavan.
Strike 3 called.
Just nipping the corner right there. We talked some about earlier, last about the numbers that Reese Atwood has put up.
Lifted to right. And Lexi Warnicki's got herself a 1-2-3 inning here in the top half of the third. No doubt she's in that conversation with 1 or 2 or 3 others for the very best pitcher in the country. And umpire David Irwin. I'm not sure Flores even thought that it hit her the way she spun away, but hung.
Look, does it nip her? Huh?
Yeah. The thing about this, though, is they're going to need to know for certain. They're going to need that clear. Beg your pardon, 6. The walk and an HBP. Lifts this one sky high behind home plate, making the catch.
But Atwood doing a great job of tracking that down. You can see the shadow that sits back there.
Pogue 3 for 13 on the year.
I saw Crystal Bustos hit a ball that I think hit the Farrell Center out there. It was so...
Oh, and 1 to Tobin. That one squirts away, and that did catch Tobin. That did catch her elbow. Okay. A night ago, Baylor fell behind by...
She's familiar with playing in Austin, but also facing elite pitching like this, too.
The 0-2 from Kavan swings and misses for strike 3. And Tegan Kavan That one is lifted over center. Coming forward on it is Pogue. In there for strike three, looking. And games against the number 2 team in the country. Only going to add to that. Another 1-2-3 inning for Lexi Warnicki. She will lead off this bottom of the 4th.
Good thing is all you got to do is really make contact with.
That one, Kavan took a little off and had Waddell out in front of a 60-mile-an-hour offering. Chop to the left side, slow roller, but an easy play for shifting their lineup and getting a lot of people on the field. What are some of the high points in your mind of this?
They're all given a different look. They're all able to see the level of competition here.
Swings and misses at strike 3. Looped to shallow center, coming on to make the play in center field is Caden Henry. That is certainly the best look at it we have seen thus far, though, that gives the indication this will.
Challenge doesn't make a whole difference, but when you're facing a one-hit game and, Casey West does her best,
The payoff pitch from Kavan in there for strike 3, and that will end the inning. Lexi Warnicki continues along here in the circle, and it's Matea Lawrence with a single to start the inning. Now she's going to round for second, and she may find herself in trouble. Darts back to first in time. Pinch hitting to start off this 5th inning. A sharp piece of hitting, and lifts this one into shallow right field. Routine play there in right for Jensen Vienne, and there's the order goes Texas, but more replacements coming. Instead of Caden Henry, it will be
Warnicki for these Longhorns.
She had gone 6 up, 6 down in the 3rd and 4th innings. Anderson has made the most of her few opportunities so far this year at the plate, but that's strike. So now Katie Bennett, another pinch hitter for the Horns. Swinging away on the first pitch, lifts this one deep to center field. Going back on it is Pogue, and colliding in left center field are Pogue and Harper. Rounding for home. An opportunity for an inside the Parker. Caused some pain here for Harper Haas. Lifted sky high into center. Going back on it is Tovin, and she will make the catch. That ranked UCF team that played Texas Tech to a very close 4-3 final yesterday.
Yeah, sometimes you don't really know how a team's gonna better than expected.
Tough play at second base made. And just like that, Baylor is down to perhaps their last bat. 1 strike away from 26, and there it is. Strike 3 swinging. Texas improves to 28-1 on the year.